Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we are going to be going over some more teasers, a little bit more leaks coming in when it comes to some more characters on the way in the future, namely some Telltale characters, as it looks like we are going to be getting Season 3 of Telltale coming into RTS. We'll be going over one character that I have got a little bit of information on, and then some thoughts on the potential other characters that are going to be coming in the Allegiance. So simply put, I have been given some information with regards to Clementine and some of the other characters with regards to their names. Their names will be New Frontier, which is obviously the name of the third edition of the Telltale Walking Dead game, and then their name afterwards. So it'll be like A New Frontier Clementine, or Clementine A New Frontier. I'm not really sure. I think her name's going to just be Clem as well, rather than Clementine. I guess the name could be too long if it's got the New Frontier in there as well. Now these are the visuals, and as you can see, very familiar visuals when it comes to Clementine. We did see the same sort of visuals in the actual game itself. I think this was in a flashback sequence that she did have when it came to her basically looking after AJ, because I think in Season 3 she didn't actually have AJ. It was this kind of intermission when it came to getting AJ to safety, so on and so forth, after Season 2. And this is the kind of visual we've got here. She is using a different type of weapon than we have seen before, obviously. It looks like she's potentially going to be a strong character off the visuals that we can see here. She has got the pistol on her holster, which is what she did actually use in the kind of scenes on the flashbacks. I think she was like hunting a bunny rabbit, if I remember correctly. In one of the flashbacks anyway. I think you could have one of numerous types of flashbacks during your playthrough, but that's basically, I think, the scene that this is kind of based on. But we are going to get a Clementine, and I have got some details on Clementine herself when it comes to her kit. Obviously, as I said before, it looks like she's going to be a strong character, so she has got that baseball bat in her hands with a bit of a chain on it, which you don't want to get hit in the head with for sure. Definitely good for the old walkers. So a strong character by the looks of things. She is going to be an attack team character, and we have had an attack team character as Clementine in the past. In the, was it the S-Class era? We had Season 4 Clementine in the S-Class era, and she was actually kind of a cool character. And I will say that this Clementine is also going to be an attack leader. I have got information with regards to her leader skill, and a bit of information on one of her passives as well. So first of all, we'll take a look at her leader skill, and this is how it reads. It's all Telltale teammates get 50% attack, all other teammates get 40% attack. At the start of each wave, 2 random enemies get impair and daze for 1 turn. So this is actually obviously really good for the Telltale roadmaps, just increasing damage potential. I will say that this character will have a bit of free-to-play accessibility, and we'll get onto that later, in terms of if you get a copy of this character, you have the leader skill fully maxed out straight away, and 50% attack onto damage dealers that you already have in your roster at Telltale for that stellar roadmaps will obviously be a big boost when it comes to Kenny, when it comes to William Carver, and also obviously when it comes to Lily. So big damage dealers are going to get a buff. Even like lesser damage dealers, someone like Duck will get a big buff. 50% is no joke. If you want to use this character outside of those roadmaps, which I think she has the potential to be used, you are going to be giving a 40% attack boost instead. And the control on the second part is very interesting. I do not know what role this character is going to be. We'll have to see if she's going to be a control role where it'll give a boost to the potential of these things landing. But obviously, if she is a control role, there's less chance of her being heavily used against something like a Regina team. So we'll have to see where the balance is there. Which one would you actually prefer? Less chance to hit this, or more chance to actually hit against a team that is more of a premier kind of meta defense team? Now I do have some information on one passive, like I said, and this is it here. When this fighter performs their adrenaline rush, all other Telltale Allegiance teammates get 50% AP. Now obviously this is quite interesting as it stands, but if this character, this version of Clementine, is going to be an attack team character, you'd assume the other characters as part of A New Frontier will be reasonably offensive too, and this potentially has really good synergy with particular specialists. You know, someone who is amped, for instance. If we have an amped specialist come out, then they have got a good potential of being able to rush straight away off of turn 1. If you command rush Clementine turn 1, everybody will be rushing turn 2. So she is almost like a specialist energize when it comes to, if you know how energize works, when the character did their specialist skill, everyone gained 50% AP on the start of their next turn, whereas with Clementine it's going to be the second she does her adrenaline rush, which could be a command turn 2 or like a Laura command turn 1, so she could potentially get off very, very quickly indeed. Now, it is only Telltale Allegiance teammates, this is the only downside, but if we already have some Telltale attack team characters right now, plus more coming out in the future, there should be some decent options when it comes to a war attack team. Definitely going to be spectacular in the Stellar roadmaps without a doubt. So yeah, that's that passive, and like I said, while this character is a leader, it's almost like they have got an energized specialist for Telltale Allegiance teammates in this passive. Now, while this is the main information I have on what is coming to the game with regards to Telltale, I have been kind of teased that there are going to be other Telltale characters coming, so I want to kind of make my own personal wish list of the characters I hope to see coming from Season 3 of Telltale's The Walking Dead, and I'm going to use 5 characters, and those characters are going to be Javier. Obviously, Javi is one of the iconic characters from Telltale altogether, in my opinion, but Season 3, he's a must. He has to be in it. It would make no sense if he wasn't in it. Then I would say the instant pick for me would be Kate, not just because I think she's a good character from the Telltale game, but also in RTS she was a big character for a long time because of her usage as a 5-star in the 6-star era, and a lot of people, I think, do kind of have fond memories of Kate. Then it would probably be Jesus, then Trip, and then I want to go with a brand new character that's never been in RTS, which is going to be Ava. And in my mind, I think what could be really, really cool is if you have Ava and Trip be part of a pick your side event, which we haven't seen for so long because of what happened in the storyline where you effectively had to pick between the two. That would be really kind of cool to kind of reimagine in RTS, but you get to pick which character you want to choose on your roster. Now, I hope to bring teasers for the Telltale Allegiance as a whole sometime in the future, but I am excited to see there are going to be some Telltale characters on the way. Now, I will say, when it comes to Clementine, her accessibility, I believe I've been told, is potentially going to be part of like an event, like we saw Steele and Mackenzie. So if you are free to play, you can potentially get your hands on copies. It will be part of the difficult roadmap series, so make sure you've got those teams kind of like ready to go. I will probably be running through those roadmaps when they start. I think they'll be quite similar to what we've seen in the past, but this will just be like a refresher to help people get their hands on at least 1 copy of Clementine, but generally you can potentially get 2. Now remember, if she is an attack leader, you only need to get 1 or 2 copies to get that lead skill completely at maximum potential. Definitely something that I think is worth grinding for when it comes to a new character coming to RTS for collection purposes, and from what I've seen so far, looks very usable on these Stellar roadmaps. So that's it just for the information here on what's coming with Telltale Season 3. Looks quite exciting. If you have any top picks for the characters you'd like to see in the Season 3 A New Frontier character series, do leave them in the comments down below. That is going to be the end of this video, guys. I want to thank you very much for tuning in, and as always, keep on surviving, guys. Keep on surviving.